Welcome to Spice Cowboy. This is a show about adventures through food in the Southwest. I've done a lot with spices, and I'm going to show you exactly what to do with those spices. So let's get started. Today we're going to go ahead and do a Southwest all-time tradition classic, chili. I mean, you can't live with it, you can't live without it. So let's get started. We're going to grab some white onion, do a little dice action on this. Get this peeled up. Now the main thing is you want to see this area here, that's sunburn. You want to get rid of that. That ends up to be nothing but tough, chewy nastiness. Just peel that off as much as possible without, getting rid of too much of your onion. Go into the bowl with our crab. I use the word crab. Okay, so the perfect dice. We're going to get our pot hot. Crank that puppy up. Now, to get the perfect dice on your onion, I'm going to show you a little trick. I've learned this through my culinary experience. You just want to slice downward. Prop your onion up, and then cut crossways. And it helps to have a nice sharp knife. Now, dice action. Done. Now we're just going to have to throw some olive oil in here, extra virgin, into our hot pan. You want a good, we'll say, quarter of a cup to start. We're going to bang some of them onions in there. Ooh, nice. Now, chili itself dates back as far as the 1600s. Can you believe that? Something so ancient is still existing today. Now, again, cut that onion, get that onion in there. Bang. Now, you want to stir up as much as you can here. You don't want to burn it. You burn your onion, you got some trouble. My mama always used to say, if it ain't burnt, it ain't cooked. Well, in this case, you don't want to burn it because you get bitter. But what you do want to do is get yourself a nice caramelization. That's going to pull the sugars out of this. Okay? Now, time for garlic. I'm just going to pull a couple of cloves out here. Nothing fancy. You don't have to get involved too deeply. Nice rough chop. No mincing necessary, because after all, you just want the flavor. Okay, into the pot. Done. Give that a quick stir around. We're going to reduce our heat a little bit. Now I'm using a cast iron frying pan, enamel, the best. The best. I don't care who you are, what you say. Okay, now, poblano pepper. This bad boy isn't spicy at all. In fact, it's sweet. So let's get some action in here. You want to caramelize this. The best way, really, if you want to talk peppers, is to roast it. Roasting it certainly pulls out those flavors and gives that nice char flavor. We're not going to go with that. We're going to let the pan take care of that for us. Nice dice action. Of course, again, nothing threatening about this. Found just about anywhere in the Southwest regions. You can take this same pepper, and it's another show actually, but what we'll do is concentrate on the chili. But you can make an awesome chili poblano pepper stuffed with cheese, meat, anything. Again, another show. All right, into the bowl. Clean up a little bit. We've got our base down now. We're going to give that a quick stir. Now, you see that color in there? You want that. That is awesome flavor. Not burning it. You're getting some nice caramelization. You see that? Beautiful. The flavor coming out of that, unbelievable. You want a little kosher salt? Kosher salt is one of the natural forms of salt. No additives. Fresh cracked pepper, good healthy portion. After all, we are cowboys. There, we got that happening. What we want to do now at this point is go ahead and pull out our ground beef and get that ready. I got about a pound of ground beef. We're looking at 1 whole onion in there, 1 poblano pepper. Now this is a dish that's well known for a lot of its flavor. Tradition, there wouldn't be any, tradition has it there wouldn't be any beans in this. We're going to go ahead and work beans in it because that's where we're at today. It would just simply be straight up meat and chili pepper, a blend of chili peppers. Now there's a family, historians say, there's a family that comes from the Canary Islands, several of them actually, landed in what is known as Texas today. But at that time they were Spaniards coming in from the Canary Islands of Baxter. Now they are responsible for the beginning of chili. Taking chili as really goat meat or venison, real simple, and your chili powder, chili peppers. It was once said by many priests in the 17th century to be the devil's soup. Well, we're not going to go there. We're just going to enjoy it. So you want to break that meat up as much as possible. Get all that mixed in. You want to loosen this up. Stirring it in. Nice. There. Now we're just going to let that sit for a bit. Clean up my mess because I'm a bit of a pig in the kitchen. And keep it clean. You never know who's going to come by. Okay. Let that simmer a little bit. Catch up with everything else. What we're going to work on now, just going to wash my hands real quick. Just touched my hair. Okay, now we want to pull out our chili powder. The darker the chili powder, the better it is. That means the blend is perfect. Lighter, it's either weak chili powder. Basically, you don't have to spend a whole lot of money on it. Just look for the color. That's nice. Guaranteed to have some ancho in there. Ancho chili is, again, from Mexico, dried pepper. Let's see. Now we want to season this up a little bit, guys. We got some nice sizzle action happening. Now this is a crucial stage when you're actually seasoning your meat. This is where it all begins. We already have our onion, we already have our garlic, we already have our poblano pepper. Awesome flavor on there because we caramelized it. Now we got our meat in there. It's somewhat cooking away. We want to take about, I'm going to say a liberal amount. Let's say a half a cup. Get that in there. Done. Now you want to stir that in. Yeah, just like that. See that? You don't want chunks of meat in here because it is a stew after all. And you're reducing it down with the flavor in its natural juices from the chili. Okay, paprika, smoked paprika is the best. You can find it. It's really hard to find. If not, just straight up paprika. Okay, we've got that in there. Stir that in. Now the next step is the cumin. Yeah, cumin. You don't want a whole lot of this. It's going to taste like a lot of dirt if you get too much in there. So we're going to say tablespoon. Sounds good to me. Again, I don't measure anything. It's not because I'm experienced, it's because I kind of know what I'm doing. Okay. Now, cumin, actually, you want to think about cumin here for a second. Cumin dates way back. I mean, we're talking 7,500 BC. Now, that's a long time. I hope that isn't that old. It might have lost its flavor by now. Anyhow, here's the deal. Greeks used it as we would use salt and pepper. If there's pepper on the table, they would substitute that. Back in the day, they never had that. What they had was cumin. Cumin went on everything. A little container of its own, just like we would our pepper. So here's the next step to this. What we're going to do now, you can see what's going on here. You still see a little bit of red in there. You want that because ultimately having that red in there, that red flavor or that red color, means the meat isn't cooked, obviously. But where are my tomatoes? I need tomatoes. I'm getting tomatoes. They're in here. Okay, here they are. No, they're not. It's beans. It's the next step. Ta-da! All we want here now, guys, you want to get the juice. That's all you want. Now, tomato is an acid. What that acid is going to do in conjunction with the kosher salt being a natural form of salt, the best form of a meat breakdown. It'll break and tenderize that meat. So will the tomato. So the acid's going to just get in there and work and make it all happen. So that's what we're looking for here. Okay? You want to tenderize each chunk. You want to break those chunks up. You want to tenderize each piece of chunk till it becomes almost like a paste, if you will. I mean, it's really not going to be a paste, but you get what I'm saying, right? Wash my knife up here. Done like a duck dinner. All right. We want to keep these tomatoes, so we're going to add those. Okay, but we're going to have to chop those up. Now, the next step, crushed tomato. That's, again, more acid. Let's get that in there. Now, when I first went down to the Southwest region, San Antonio was the actual first place, again, where the Spanish had settled. And they were the ones who were responsible for bringing the chili in. Now, goat wouldn't necessarily use it. They did. So be it. It's the 1600s. What else are you going to do? Venison, it's abundant. Kill it, butcher it, and get it in the pan. San Antonio, Texas is known for their chili cook-offs, world-renowned chili cook-offs, actually. So what a better place to go have chili. I, on the other hand, love chili. Had my mom's chili. Anyway, way different than mom's chili. It's just straight up meat, tomato, just as you see here. You want to cook that down. And that's all it was. There's never any beans. Always a condiment would be cheese, a nice healthy portion of cheese, and onion, whether that be a green onion or just a straight up white onion. I'm using a Spanish sweet onion because you want all that sugar. You want to tame this down as much as possible because you're going to have some spice in there. And let me tell you about this. Chipotle pepper is the key star here, other than the chili powder itself. What you want to do here, you want to get some of that red smoked jalapeno. That's what this is, straight out of Mexico. And you see all that nice sauce in there? You want to pour some of that in there. some of that nice hot flavor, smoky flavor. This is totally going to change the face of what we're about to taste. Now, chopping this bad boy up. Watch out you don't get squirt in the face or in the eye. I should probably have protective eyewear on it right about now. But I don't. All right, right into the pot. Bit messy, but we're okay. Now you can see that bubble action in there. It's coming up. Stir that in there, get all that mixed. Now, this stage of the game is just going to break down nicely. I'm going to take this and cover it. Just want to cover for a little bit, maybe reduce the heat a bit. This is your base. Beautiful. Let's turn that down just a hair. Quick cover. Okay. Now that meat's simmering. These are coming to life over there. Beans, that's your next step. Now, any type of bean, sure, if you can find a pimento bean, beautiful. They're a little hard to find, but the best. I don't use anything but canned beans, red kidney, and black. Might be a good time to add that in. You want to drain off your juice, rinse your beans, get rid of all that discolor that they sit in. If you don't, it's going to add dismay, really. Change the face of your finished product. Now we got beans, red, kidney, and black. That all stirred in there. You want to let this simmer for about 2 hours. That's kind of the objective here. Simmering that down is going to break that meat down. And anything that's along the edge here, you want to quickly get that down in there, because that's pure flavor. Once it starts to form a crust, you have nothing but a complete reduction. You know what reduction is, it's pretty much dry bits of offerings. You want to get it up. Now, let's chop these tomatoes up. This is the best way I find safe and effective. Might not be great for your knife, but somebody will sharpen it, I'm sure. Get your tomatoes in there. Don't matter if they're whole. You're going to break up with your spoon. That looks good. Okay. Done. Simmer action now. You just want that to go 2 hours on low heat. Let it simmer, stirring that occasionally. That way you don't burn it. You don't want to burn it. It becomes bitter and disgusting. Nobody wants to eat it. You can cover this and let it go, or you can leave it uncovered. I'm going to cover mine. It's my best suggestion. That way it keeps everything in the pot and doesn't jump in. You don't have Mexican jumping beans. Ta-da! Dinner is now served. Nice and bubbly hot. Get our ladle out. We're going to ladle some of this in our bowl. Look at that. Some of that poblano pepper in there, black bean, red kidney bean. I mean, I don't have to tell you a whole lot really, other than, wow, that's a huge helping. And what we want to do is throw some of this cheese on here. Melting in there and work that in. Some of this raw diced onion, because that's tradition. It's how it's done. And cornbread. Now what I got going on here is green chili and white cheddar cheese. The best form of cheese, really. It's all natural. Let's get some of this up in our face. Wow, that's good. Man, get yourself a bowl, a spoon, and get some of this up in you. It's awesome. Folks, thank you very much for joining me today. Hope you learned a little something about chili. I sure did. Join me next time where we turn this chili into something awesome. Thank you. Is that the money shot, baby?